I made this video because a little while ago I started to only hang out with people who would go to parties, and I love doing that stuff, right? But I want some friends who I can hang out with on daily life, go to the gym with. These are the kinds of guys that I really, really mess with. But you're not going to meet those people when you're going out all the time. And there's a story, I think this is kind of inspirational. A few days ago, I was having a bad day. So guess what I did? I called my friend, bro. Most people don't have a friend that they can call and talk to if they're having a bad day. And he didn't judge me at all. He was just like, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. And then he just gave me some, I said, oh, do you have any advice? He's like, yeah, do this, do this. You want to have friends who aren't so emotionally immature where you can't call them if you're having a bad day, where you want to have friends who would do a favor for you if you needed it, And you see, you might be wondering, how did I get so close with some of these friends? Because it's not like instant you meet somebody, you can just call them whenever. It's more like when you're really close friends with a hardworking guy. The way that I've gone, my closest friends are hardworking guys, or they have their own life. They're really fun to be around, sober, during school. I've known them for a long time. And then when we got older, we started to hang outside of school, go to dinners and stuff. But there was this one moment where my friend and I, we went on a night out together when we normally never went out. That moment was so special, bro. Going out with him was way better than going out with anybody else that I've ever been out with before, because it's this really close friend. You got to spend so much time together meaningfully. And then you go out to a party together. It just hits different, man. And you might be wondering, how do you meet more people? Because I know that I said, my closest friends are from school. But honestly, I wasn't that close with my friends from school until I left the school, which is the weirdest thing. So you might be wondering, okay, what's the move right now if I'm trying to meet more people? Well, for example, a few weeks ago, I was going to get a burger with my friend. And I told my dad, meet me here, because my friend and I were together. And we walked in the burger shop, and my dad's there asking the lady, oh, what's this burger like? Do you think this tastes good? Or what's your favorite burger? Where are you from? Just having a chat, just struck up a convo with somebody random by going through real world and just asking questions when they come to the mind. This is the best way to go through life, when we just, well, can you help me with some directions? When you just ask people for this kind of thing. My friend, he's been crashing out at me a little bit. He's like, Finn, you're better than this. You shouldn't be playing Clash Royale so much. By the way, I've been playing a lot of Clash. And that's not a good thing, bro. But it's a little bit addicting. And him telling me that has inspired me. I'm going to delete Clash again in a bit. I know I'm procrastinating, but I'm just trying to focus on good sleep right now. But that's an excuse. In fact, I'm going to delete the Clash after I make this video, because making this video has made me seem like a bit of a dickhead having a video game. But he keeps telling me this. Imagine if I didn't have these good friends around me to hold me in line. Yo, Finn, don't play Clash. Yo, Finn, don't get distracted. These guys, you want people in your life who will say things to you straight. And you need to be able to do that. And I did do that with one guy. And recently, I actually had a bad experience. Because every time I would say something like, oh, you need to go to the gym, it turns out he was viewing that as an insult. And he got a bit mad. He's like, just stop, bro. And I'm like, I'm just trying to help you get better in the gym. And he goes, just don't talk about it, bro. Just move on. And he kept doing this. Every time I would say something, I'd be like, oh, what would I say? Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't remember everything I was saying. But whenever I would say something to him, he would just say, no, bro, just move on. Just forget it. But you can't just move on. You can't just forget what you were just talking about. You need to settle every conversation. If you guys have a disagreement, you don't just skip past it, because then it just boils up over and over. You need to have a calm discussion. Or you need to, if you're going to get angry, just let it out, If I said something to him he didn't like, he's allowed to get mad at me, and vice versa. When you hold everything in, when somebody annoys you or says something you don't like, and you don't discuss it, you get really fucking angry. And I've not been mad at a close friend in a really long time. Because this guy, for some reason, he just can't he can't have the uncomfortable conversation. I didn't want to make this part of the video in case he ever watched it. I still love the guy, but the thing is, bro, I'm giving this advice because you don't want to, from my point of view, you don't want to be the guy who's talking to somebody and they don't want to have, like, they can't have a hard discussion. They don't have high emotional maturity to discuss things that are a bit uncomfortable. Like, do you know how common it is to get in an argument with your friend? Like, it doesn't need to be common. You can be a pleasant guy, but it will happen. Even with your closest friends, when you're like on a bad mood and you've had a bad night of sleep, one day you'll like have an argument with your friend and you need to be able to resolve this kind of thing. I don't think this is the part of social skills that's talked about enough. You need to be patient with your friends. But you can't be patient when nobody wants to solve a problem, when everyone just wants to skip over it. Thank you for watching this video, bro. All the best. Subscribe. I got a great course if you need help making friends. All love.